Gamers won. A Wolf Among Us 2? What a time to be a time. A miracle has indeed happened. The Summer Games Fest seemingly is a success. People seemingly liked it and there's not a lot of outrage. I'm checking Twitter and I'm not seeing any kind of massive negativity online. Granted, there's obviously some backlash, some negativity, but that's to be expected. You're never gonna have a situation where everyone is happy. So this is as normal as it honestly gets. Now, obviously, real talk, boys. After the situation with Sony, at this point, I honestly feel that Herd with sprinkles on it probably could seem good at this point. But I don't think this is the situation. Even Sony has set the bar extremely low at this point. Let's see what we're getting.
I was really surprised by this because normally the Summer Keeleys have a couple of things that I'm really excited about, really interested in, but it's stretched out across 2.5 hours of things I mostly don't care about. So I didn't have high expectations going in, as I talked about on stream, but this really blew my expectations out of the water. I'm looking at the list of games in front of me here, and there is so much I'm excited for. Stuff that's coming out as soon as next month that I had no idea about until today. And I just learned brand new things about games I was already pumped for, like Blood of Dawnwalker showing up. I went, yeah, I'm already sold, sure. But then they show some current day tease. I go, wait.
Oh, that is insane, by the way. Blood of Dawnwalker is going to be so absolutely good. Maybe they're pulling a Vampire Masquerade thing here, you know? What's it called? The one with the Crusader, I forgot. I played it as a kid. Absolutely loved it, by the way, obviously. That version of Vampire the Masquerade. Maybe they're pulling off one of those, and if they are, I have to say, I am very interested.
I didn't even expect them to go here. What an awesome surprise. So just surprises from top to bottom here. I feel like a lot of the stuff that elicited the biggest reactions out of me didn't even get leaked, even if some of my predictions ended up correct. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the showcase. Please fire away down below. Otherwise, let's get this thing started. I'm not doing a full methodical breakdown of every reveal and every announcement, but rather just the things that excited me most. All right, to open the show, here comes Capcom, who had a really big presence here at Summer Games Fest. Everything from, I thought like you'd get Onimusha, but here comes everything from Code Veronica to Monster Hunter Wilds, but it's Code Veronica Remake to lead things off. It's coming next year, and this is just unbelievable when you really start to break it down. We just got one of the best.
Oh, this is one of the things people did talk about. Not about the game in a negative sense in general, but are we going to see it?
Resident Evil games ever, in my opinion, and Resident Evil Requiem.
No, we're not seeing it. But it has that fish girl in it. You know the one that I'm talking about. That one. Can't use the word combo because YouTube's probably not gonna appreciate it. Anyway, it has that. Seriously, gaming needs to get rid of her. She's in everything. I am so tired of that bald ass.
It's the next mainline entry, and you think, all right, we're going to let Resident Evil chill for a little bit, but just next year already, another Resident Evil experience is waiting for us. Now, I have to just admit, I never knew about Code Veronica until the community really started to talk about it more and more years ago as a great remake candidate. I don't know really anything about it, but I just know after what Capcom did with prior remakes and how they fed into Requiem, I am very much excited to see what they're going to do with Veronica here and how they're going to feed this into future stories. Because for me, one of my favorite Resident Evils is Resi 5. I know that's a bit sacrilege, but I grew up on that. So many co-op memories. It's the type of game that you do think back on. I talked about this on Retro Rebound, where there's this warm, fuzzy feeling, and that game just gives me that. I am so eager to see Capcom go back to co-op Resident Evil just one time with the way that they've been moving, right? And so it seems like Veronica can build into 5. So maybe there will be stuff in this remake that builds into that they reference into 5. I don't know, dude, but
I have never seen this, by the way, in my life. Now, granted, I'm not a Resident Evil fan at all, but still.
I'm very excited to see where they take things on a narrative level, which is kind of crazy to be saying because I know like Capcom nails the gameplay 10 out of 10 times, but with Requiem, it showed that Resident Evil can reach new heights with storytelling. So very excited for this one. After this, I want to talk a little bit about Alien Isolation 2. Really liked what I played of the first game, man. I don't
believe they're gonna nail 2. I think there's a bigger chance it's going to be more of a disappointment than anything. One of the big problems with Isolation 1 was the fact that at one point you just get the gun and then it's it's kind of over. It's kind of over. And a lot of people did not like that, obviously. But yeah, I wonder how this is going to end up.
Late Alien fan. It took me a while to get around to this franchise because, as many of you know, I was really slow on the uptake with movies. Yes, even the classics like Alien, which is now like a top 10 of all time for me. I adore the first Alien. Aliens is also a good time, but Alien Isolation really captures what I love so much about the franchise, and Romulus even had a little bit of that, just that constant tension. And so what's interesting about Alien Isolation 2 is we saw a lot of outdoor spaces, right? It looks scary, but now the claustrophobia factor is not going to be there. So I'm eager to see how they work that sort of dynamic chase sequence stuff that they already did in the
An Alien game where you're technically running and hiding in a forest could be really fun.
first game into a much more open space. It has such high potential. So very excited for this one.
I mean, but yeah, that's going to be a huge make or break because that is a setting that kind of, I personally feel it's like all in or all out. So a bust or something really good. Hopefully for the good. Again, even though the first one had the problem of the late game, I hope that they make it better.
We also saw Gen Atlas. I mean, it was a really strong opening to the show. These are just back to back to back to back. But Gen Atlas is coming from the Eco/Shadow of Colossus director. These are iconic games. And I was surprised at how much more game was in this compared to the more experiential stuff he's done before. Like, there's always been, with Shadow of Colossus, it's about boss fights. Don't get me wrong. But this had like shooting and robots, and while the frame rate didn't look excellent in the trailers, dude, it was one of those things where the distinct factor was just ringing all the bells for me. This post-apocalyptic looking world, a lot more gameplay factors here, the mystery, the curiosity that this guy's worlds, Ueda-san, his worlds just kind of bring you in, make you want to learn more about them. It checked all those boxes. So Gen Atlas looks excellent, and I can't wait to get some more of that. What also looks really interesting would be the right word. I can't say I'm like pumped, fired up here, is Blood Message. We already got a reveal of this, and the cutscenes and the presentation, I mean, it looks excellent. It's just really about identifying what the true player experience is. Like, when am I running around slashing and killing enemies? Was I already seeing that? Like, this seems like the next big game from the East that's going to really take over.
Oh boy, at some point people are going to figure out, again, if you know, you know, but if you don't know, then there's only 3 Chinese games in existence, and everything is based off of these principles. War of Kingdoms, not Black Myth Wukong, but the Myth of Wukong, and the Way of Cultivation. That's it. There's literally nothing else in Chinese gaming. You cannot find a single game that does not base its lore, gameplay mechanics, or anything else on on one of these 3 things. Sometimes maybe it's a little bit mixed, but most of the time it's distinctively one thing. You know how you know about the meme how every game is. I forgot the meme, but it was like 2 fucking ridiculous things, and everything fits in those categories. Because this is the real thing for Chinese gaming. Everything is either the Myth of Wukong, the journey, I guess, the journey of the Wukong, the Way of Cultivation, which is my personal favorite. Absolutely love that shit. That's one thing I cannot get enough. I love all of those. The power systems, everything. I love it. I love them very much. And then again, the War of 3 Kingdoms. That's it. Literally, you cannot show me a single game from China that is different, or a single movie from China that doesn't rely on these 3 things. Okay, it doesn't happen. So I wonder when people are going to get tired of this. Because at some point, people are going to be like, okay, this is the same game for the 20th year in a row. I'm getting a little bit tired, China.
The games industry. So I'm really curious to see like what's the moment-to-moment gameplay like. But when it comes to cinematics and presentation and high stakes, like there's this one shot where this character's holding a bow and arrow and she's got tears in her eyes as she like shoots it at a burning house. I was like, dang, man, they really...
That's because she's a woman.
Nailed like the presentation here. But ladies and gentlemen. This is the one game that I was really on the fence about when it comes to the IP. When it comes to the property, no one was championing this more than me. I am one of the biggest fans of the TMNT Last Ronin comic book. I have reread it multiple times. I think that a more gritty, mature Ninja Turtle is very compelling.
Oh yeah, this thing is actually supposed to be really good. I haven't read it, but I know the premise. Everyone's dead and there's just one of them left and he's out for revenge.
And if you've been out on TMNT, there's a lot of great TMNT these days, but Last Ronin is a level of TMNT that reminds me so much of, there's an episode from the 2003 series where Michelangelo is like the only one alive and he lost his arm, and as a kid, that was such a devastating episode to watch because everyone dies in it because it's like a time traveling episode, and that just made me so depressed. I can't emphasize how sad it made me as a kid. But now as an adult, I love this shit. I'm like, dude, give me that. And so Last Ronin, for those who don't know, in the Ninja Turtle world, is about one Ninja Turtle alive on a quest for vengeance because the rest of the family is dead. And it is an excellent story. Now, the reason I said I was on the edge about all this, right? Because you're like, man, this sounds amazing. Sounds like something you'd totally be into. You love the Ninja Turtles. Correct. The original developers were THQ was publishing alongside the developers of the Destroy All Humans remake. It's one of those moments very similar to the KOTOR remake where I go, not my A pick for who I want to have work on something I love so much, but because I love that IP so much, I'm just happy it has a chance to exist. Let's see where it goes. I don't want to be too close-minded. Oh man, my A pick was Platinum Games. It was absolutely Platinum Games. Even though last time they worked on TMNT, it didn't go as well, but there's been a lot of change in Platinum since a decade ago. When they worked on Mutants in Manhattan, that game was during a time where they were taking on every IP. They were doing Legends of Korra, they were doing Bayonetta, and they had like an A team, B team, C team.
Legends of Korra has a game? That sounds diabolical.
Team D team. Since then, they've lost all their talent. They had a massive comeback with Ninja Gaiden 4, which was flawed, what I called a guilty pleasure, but extremely fun. Dude, if you just put The Last Ronin in that game alone, if that's what we're going to get, oh boy. Because yes, The Last Ronin is a very bloody comic book. And so this feels like the perfect fit. This is the first game announced by Paramount Game Studios. So leading into this, I was like, Paramount is Ninja Turtles. Paramount is Sonic as well, at least in the movie theater, but Sega can handle that. This has to be TMNT. The announcement dropped me to the floor. I just got down. I started pounding the floor.
Okay, buddy, relax a little bit. If done right, this is actually gonna be really good, not gonna lie. So what's up next?
Other level, that one. And here comes Star Wars Galactic Racer. October 6th is when this releases. And I mean, this is Burnout, but for Star Wars. I was surprised.
Oh yeah, I saw this. I said this. It looks good, but there's no fucking way anything Star Wars is gonna be good. It's all gonna be fucking Vogue garbage. It will be. I don't believe in anything Star Wars as a default, even though this looks really good. I'm not gonna lie, this looks really good. But there's no way. There's just no way. It's Star Wars. Star Wars is dead.
To see more story stuff, real true cinematics, but also characters running around a little hub area talking with each other. That is so awesome. It's actually something I noticed in another game where we're starting to see a buildup of like a more arcadey style racing game that's also bringing in story bits and kind of evolving what we saw become a trend years ago. But really what it reminded me of was kind of like Tekken 6. Tekken 6 had a really unique story mode where it was like a beat 'em up, but there was also
Isn't Tekken dead?
A fighting game. Now, I don't know how the hardcore fighting game community really feels about that, but for me, as someone who just likes to play fighting games with their friends, seeing that Virtua Fighter Crossroads was kind of bringing in, it was very Shenmue. It was very, very Shenmue is now how I think about it. Like, it was one-on-one fights, but in a group of people. And I'm pretty sure Shenmue was built off of Virtua Fighter's combat system. But nonetheless, that said, this looks awesome as well, as expected. It wasn't the same gameplay, though, that we saw had leaked. And that was like a whole other style of showing. So this was more of a story showing. Very into it. We also saw a really cool DLC announcement here. Mafia the Old Country is getting an expansion called...
Oh, it's getting... Wait, isn't Mafia the Old... How much did it sell? I don't remember. Mafia: The Old Country did not sell that great. It probably broke even at the end. But Mafia: The Old Country was kind of a disappointment for many people. It wasn't that great. People, the meme about the swimming mechanic, remember that? Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, it felt like a Mafia game. It looked like a Mafia game. It had all the hallmarks of a Mafia game, but it was kind of just weak. At the end of the day, I think it was just kind of a little bit too fucking weak. It is what it is, boys. It is what it is. So I'm not sure how happy or excited I am about the DLC for this.
Called The Man of Honor. It's arriving this August, so just a year after the launch of the original game. Here comes this expansion focusing on a young Don Salieri. I'm like, okay, awesome. This is really, really cool to see, like, Hangar 13 moving in this direction a bit. So I'm curious what this leads to for the Mafia franchise. We also saw a game that I thought was going to be like basically Assassin's Creed Hex, 1666 Amsterdam. Prologue is free to download.
Oh wow, this actually looks like I would also expect this Assassin's Creed Hex, because this is the facade, right? You're a normal looking woman, okay? Not mentally ill and not a degenerate. And then, ha! I was secretly daydreaming all along. Dude, I want Assassin's Creed Hex. I want the empowered girl boss Assassin's Creed focused game where you're fighting the KKK. And being a witch is like very cool, okay? I want you to have a distinctive like fucking moon symbol type of jewelry and shit. It's gonna be so unbelievably bad. I mean, again, Black Flag currently has many issues. People, the censorship is there. People are. It's gonna sell good, I think, but it's not gonna sell as good as it could. So what we're gonna see, is that an issue? I know a lot of people are planning to not buy it, in fact, because, well, they're afraid. They don't think it's gonna be good, and I think no matter what happens with even that, this is gonna be a disaster. There's no fucking way. Like you're you're a You're a colonial fucking witch or some shit that's fighting for the aboriginals? I don't even know what this... Like, this is a disaster. There is no world where this is gonna be received even slightly well, if it's Hex.
Amsterdam. Prologue is free to download right now. They're entering early access later this year. Early access, you know, puts me off, so it's not like a thing I'm like, I cannot wait to play this year. I always let early access cook, but this looked really unique. Interesting. This is from a developer who did leave Ubisoft.
Oh my gosh, is she actually a fucking witch?
This is from a developer who did leave Ubisoft like 16 years ago.
No way.
And started
also, what the fuck is with the blackness of this? They move the hand like this and instantly gets better. Like, man, this technology, maybe it looks good. I can't tell. Technology, boys. It's a shit show.
Adventure. You could see some of the, again, with the hood and everything, very Assassin's Creed inspired. I don't know, just from the trailer alone, kind of horror, witch vibes. Like, very interesting to see this game revealed, knowing that at least it's been leaked. AC Hex is on the way, so I'm curious how these two compare. But I will be looking forward to, after this, looking into the prologue and seeing how people feel about it. Another Star Wars game was here, Star Wars Zero Company. It's coming August 27th.
Oh, another one? Dude, aren't they doing the Last Jedi thing? 3 or whatever it's called?
And it looks like exactly what it should.
It looks like I already want to vomit.
And it looks...
What the fuck is this?
It's like exactly what it should be. Star Wars movies and shows may not be in the best spot, but Star Wars games are in a pretty healthy spot, in my opinion. And
no, they're not, actually. There's only one Star Wars game that has been successful, and that's the Star Wars Jedi Order or Fallen Order or whatever it's called.
You look at this here, dude. XCOM meets Star Wars. Perfect. Seeing all the customizable crews. Perfect. Dude, I used to pray for times like these. A galactic star map, like KOTOR, like Battlefront, landing on these planets, doing missions.
Oh yeah, that seems empowering and female.
Or like Battlefront.
Yep, that's what I want to see in my Star Wars game. What the fuck?
Landing on these planets, doing missions. Hell yeah, man. Like, this is exactly what I wanted. When I heard that Bit Reactor was made up of former XCOM developers, I thought to myself, this has to just be XCOM, but Star
Also, Mr. Freeze is in this Star Wars game. What are we doing?
Wars. And I mean, it has its evolutions in presentation. There's story stuff here, very well animated, looks really great, but it is ultimately Star Wars meets XCOM. And I love that. They're saying every choice matters, like permadeath and stuff. I am so in, already was in, but now knowing 2 months is all I gotta wait. So excited for that, dude. I mean, August is gonna be.
Okay, well, an XCOM Star Wars game sounds like something. What is this? Among Us DLC? Hell no, no one. Does anyone care at this point? Next, Attack on Titan something. Holy shit. Yeah, do you think this is gonna be... do you think this is gonna be normie bait and it sells 20 million copies? Attack on Titan was the biggest mistake in anime history. It introduced normies to it, and, well, it's been bad ever since. It's just been bad, boys. It is what it is.
What isn't cute is Attack on Titan. But, dude, okay, this is, okay. I love anime games, a lot of you know this. This is one of the announcements of the show for me. Attack on Titan 3. And it's July 1st? I was stunned. I'm like, I'm not waiting even a month for this. This is out next month. Actually unbelievable. Let's talk about it. So Koei Tecmo and Omega Force make a good Attack.
Interesting. Well, that's something I will definitely not be playing.
Duke, how it felt like Playground Games could have brought a little bit more to the table beyond the incredible racing they do, beyond the open world that they do so well.
Oh, what the fuck is this? Okay, this is probably a disaster. I'm seeing shit tons of diversity in a racing game.
I really love
A fucking wait! A racing game with a female black pilot? Oh no! That is not gonna end well.
that Clutch is kind of putting in the effort on a story. I think Forza Horizon 6 is an awesome game, but I did talk
Maybe trans. Yeah, then maybe it's trans. Save, boys.
about it on Defining Duke, how it felt like Playground Games could have brought a little bit more to the table beyond the incredible racing they do, beyond the open world.
Yeah, and what the... I mean, it's not the first female I have seen in my life, but maybe a little bit less Down syndrome representation would be good.
That they do so well. A story made a lot of sense there, and they have
Oh, so he's black and he automatically needs to steal shit. How dare you, Playground Games, be so base?
a story made a lot of sense there, and they have story missions and stuff, and they're more audio driven. But like when you see stuff and they're
Hag maxing, bro. Listen, they're lucky no one gives a shit about racing games on average. Forza is probably the only exception. Oh man, they're lucky because this looks like a DEI haven, fucking hell. Oh my god. Rough.
7.
The Wolf Among Us 2, okay? It is what it is. Either you play it or you don't. It's gonna be amazing. If you say otherwise, I will personally hunt you down, okay? It is what it is. I'm not playing, player.
Awesome. But Stellar Blade Blood Rain, this looks so much better.
Oh yeah, this is a new Stellar Blade game. People are not happy with the fact that they made the character less attractive. It's a tomboy. I kind of think it's fine, but I think the developers did this obviously very intentionally, and to be like, oh no, we're not over-sexualizing our characters, which is the wrong, obviously, thing to do. I don't have anything against this character per se, how she looks, but at the same time, I have 100% conviction that they have done this as a political pandering thing.
That hand-to-hand brawler combat, like I love playing as, we'll talk about her in a minute here, Tifa, right? Like she feels so good in Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. Like they just mastered the brawler combat style. Y'all know me, like whether it's 007 or other games where you throw hands. I love throwing hands in video games. This is a whole game about.
Yeah, see, I have no problem with this, but they did the face and the hair intentionally to do the, oh, it's actually a tomboy. Now you over-sexualize in the face. I think it's a massive mistake. I personally like it. Nothing against it, but I do think in general it is a mistake because they're kind of like admitting, we appeased the chuds too much. I do think it sends out the wrong type of impression. That's for sure.
Throwing hands. The presentation though is immaculate. Like this one shot where they're falling down to the city and like the way the hair moves and the outfit moves, just incredibly well done here. So watch out for Shift Up, man. This looked beyond excellent. I was so on board for this next rendition of Stellar Blade. So pumped for that. Speaking of Tifa though, Street Fighter 6 Year 4. I did not play.
I'm not a fighting game. That seems like Yuichiro. I'm interested. That's Yuichiro!
But this is a huge moment for the amount of rumors that have surrounded Tekken and Tifa. And it was a perfect transition.
Yes!
Into an excellent, yet a little bit predictable show closer. And that was Final Fantasy VII.
Wait. Are we getting Yuichiro, or is this just you're making me wet for no reason? Okay, you cannot put Yuichiro Hanma in fucking something and not get me excited. It's not happening. Absolutely never. What are you doing? Is this what? Am I being banned? Because if I am, I'm gonna get real pissed.
Fighting for the fighting game fan. But this is a huge moment for the amount of rumors that have surrounded Tekken and Tifa. And it was a perfect transition into an excellent, yet a little bit predictable show closer. And that was Final Fantasy VII Revelations. We finally have the title card for it. It's coming spring 2027. And this felt like it had Summer Games Fest written all over it.
Okay, so we just got a lot baited here by our boy Yuichiro. I don't play Final Fantasy. It's something that I get the appeal, but it just does not work for me. I have played a Final Fantasy MMO, fucking hated it, by the way. And it's not even the fault of the MMO too much, it's just there's something about Final Fantasy. I like the concept. I like watching videos about it. I think the lore is cool. I think everything is cool, but I just can't. I just can't fucking play it. There's just something that makes me not want to play it, and that's literally it. Anyway, that was a lot of the Summer Games Fest. 10 out of 10. What can I honestly say? That was Mr. Matty Plays. Have a nice day. Bye.